Okay, full screen. What are we doing? Can we make this thing work? Why doesn't this thing work? This should work. This should work. Can you hear me? Can you see me? It doesn't. You press full screen and it doesn't come out the full screen. So, video capture device. Okay, hello everybody. I don't know whether you can see me. Can you hear me at least? Can you see me? On my screen, it just says starting soon still. This thing is just crap, really. There we go. There we go. There we go. Can you see me? Can you? We can see and we can hear. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Lewis Schaffer. We're gonna fix the light here. Let me turn the. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Let's do transition. Why should we transition? Edit. No, live. Okay. Should I have shaved? I did shave. Anyway, I'm completely exhausted. Hello, everyone, for this stream. This is going to be a big, big, big stream. I was at the march, or as we call it, the riot. Did it riot? I don't know. I left early. I couldn't stand the people. I could stand the people, but people were like recognizing me, and I don't like it. I know you think that I'm attention. I say that I'm an attention seeker, but I'm not an attention seeker. I'm not. I mean, it's nice that people say nice things to me, and then I say nice things to them, and I act all cordial and nice, and I don't mind it, and I'm happy. But I'm not here to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be. I don't want to be shot at. Hold on a second. I don't want to be shot at. I don't want to be killed like Charlie. Not that anybody would kill me, but let's just say I'm famous. How loud is this? Is it loud enough? Okay, I just want to. Can you see my new shirts? I was sent a new shirt. See that? Look at that. Look at that. Somebody actually did the right thing. Wait. There you go. With a whatchamacallit. Should have had maybe a space in between the YOU. Maybe not. You're a tube. And I was sent this as a gift. And it means, I think it was a gift. I think tube means that I am a funnel of great things coming out of a tube. And I really appreciate that. So thank you very much. I can't mention the person's name. I don't know I do know Sam, but I don't want to. I'm saying thank you. Thank you for the person sending me a bit more volume. There's no more volume. There's no volume. This is as much volume as we're going to get. You got to turn your thing up. Is there too much volume? Just about hear you with the volume at 80. There's nothing I can do about it. We did this thing yesterday, and the other thing is I was on the starting screen and I couldn't see me on the mainstream. Mainstream. Color suits you, girl from Mars. Yeah, basically. Lewis, the world is so dangerous now, says Warmellian, and there are so many unhinged people. We should never underestimate those crazy liberals. Poor Charlie Kirk. Yeah, and poor us that he's not around. I mean, he's a loser. His wife is a loser that she lost her husband. He's dead and lost a husband, and his kids are losers. But we're losers too because we don't have him. I I'm not saying I cried when I heard his death. Can you hear me, people? If you can't hear me, tell me. Let's take a vote right now. Bit more volume. There's no more volume to be had. I don't know how to do it. Um, Kermit was going to help me, but I had to go out to the demonstration today, and last night I had to go out, so I could not. I couldn't do the sound with him. Okay, I couldn't do the sound input. This this thing doesn't have a. It doesn't say how. It doesn't have a click. It's funny because it's like the output has a master volume, and I'm at 62% of the master volume. If I press this, can you listen to this? I cried, Alan Williams. I cried too. He seemed like a good guy. He didn't deserve to die. And you feel bad for the family of that 22-year-old. I mean, maybe not because they brought it on themselves. When you see a kid being bad, you got to blame the parents. I'm sorry, we're blaming the parents. Okay, we're going to talk about this some more. If I put this higher, I'm going to click this. Tell me, is it higher? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it higher? Is the sound higher? Yes or no? Joodles, Kerry Macca, Alan Williams. Is it higher? Warmelian. Is it higher? Ruben. Is it high? Is the sound better? Girl from Mars. Is it better? We've got 18 people here so far. Is it better? Is it better? What do you say? Yes or no, or no difference? I made it higher. Is it higher? Is it higher? Let's see what the answer is. Joe, is it higher? It's good in my opinion. Okay, good job. Your home is safe. It's starting to turn nasty around Trafalgar Square. Yeah, I'm home. Is it nasty? Have they let the bad people come in? And these people are like drinkers. The people who are fighting for Britain. The volume is all good. Maybe that's all we need to do. I raised the master volume up to 86. Yes, my dear, it's good. Okay, then that's brilliant. Maybe that's all we needed to do. We're working on the sound. It's only been show 95. 95. I'm coming close. You're going to see every wrinkle that I have, every blackhead. I got a couple of gray hairs in my eyebrows. This is what Lewis Schaffer's going to be when he's like on top of you. So if you have a fantasy about being with Lewis Schaffer, given that the dad is reported to be a sheriff and made him hand himself in, I'm blaming his school and university. Um, no, you could be a bad parent to the sheriff. You could be a bad. That's what Judel says. You can be a bad any kind of. You could be a bad any kind of parent. I think. I mean, Mike, I was a bad parent. Or you could blame me for something. As you know, Louis Schaefer believes in personal responsibility. If you've got a kid and your kid turns out to be rotten, you've got to blame yourself. Even if even if the kid was taken off of you because you didn't love the mother, you got to blame yourself for whatever, for not being loving to the mother so you could be more active in the kid's life. So you have to blame yourself. So I blame the parents. Also who knows what the kid's been eating. Like a high carb world. We're in a very high carb world, and carbs cause mental illness. You could Google that yourself. I'm not saying they're the only cause of mental illness, but a lot of it, if you Google carbs and mental illness, so this poor kid, he seemed like a nice enough kid, raised in a nice enough house. And then you find out this is the thing about having kids. I got two kids. That's the biggest worry. They leave the house oh, and you think they're going to do something absolutely horrible. And you don't even know what the horrible thing is. You don't know that they're going to kill Charlie Kirk. You don't know that. Maybe the parents wanted Charlie Kirk to be killed. Maybe they planted the seed. I'm not saying they did. But this is what happens. Then you think to yourself, look at all the horrible things that I spend my time doing. That I spend my time doing. And that I could be an embarrassment. Anyway, hi Joe. Thank you for and Joe says the volume is good here. So there were people who were honoring Charlie Kirk there. There's a guy came with a picture of Charlie, a big picture of Charlie Kirk, and he got a big round of applause. There's a debate about how many people were at the demonstration. How many people do you think were at the demonstration? Where we were, which was at the base of the Waterloo Bridge. I think that's the bridge, or the Hungerford Bridge and the whatever. There were, and the march started by Blackfriars Bridge, and it went past us at. I mean, that didn't really even go past us because it was on another road, so we didn't see very much. And it was crowded all the way from there. It was just jammed, and people were nice. They're nice people. They're nice English people. They're well behaved, Lewis. Did you see the vigil London last night, Lewis? I cried at that too. I did not see it, Joodles, the vigil for Charlie Kirk. I didn't see it, but I can imagine crying because he just seemed like a nice enough guy. A nice guy, a good guy. And the fact he didn't go to uni. One of my sons has not gone to uni, and the other one has gone to uni, and I went to uni, and I just think it's a big scam. And then he formed this whole big organization, and he's friends with all these people because you can become successful, Joodles. So he was the fact that he was shot, and the fact that the left are like just so happy he was shot. I mean, it tells us. I've been listening to a video by What If Allthist. What if Allthist? What if Allthist? Do you know this guy? He's a YouTube blogger. What if? And he's like so brilliant. And he's like, he wasn't talking about this because this was an old video, like a 10-month-old video. But there's lots going on in the left's mind. And one of the things that's going on is that they're better than us, you know? And I mean, maybe we all have this kind of opinion that we're better than us. All these communists telling them it's not their fault, and that they all should be king. Whatever they say, I don't even know. He's probably rejected his parents in his stupid church. This is a Mormon town. Well, I'm not going to say it's a stupid church. Maybe your church is stupid. Maybe every. I was raised as a Jew. We grew up to believe. We just thought all churches were stupid. But we need churches, and there's a lot of benefit in the Mormon church. Okay, it's a Mormon town, and especially when you grew up in a town that just basically had one group of people in it, and that they're losing their power. The Mormons over Utah, they've been losing it for 100 years. The parents are usually to blame, says Warmelian, except when it's a woman misbehaving. Then it's the husband to blame for not being stern enough with her, especially. Stop that, stop that, stop that. We can't talk about that. This is what the guy was talking about. What if all fist? Do you know this guy? What if all fist? And he was saying, we're not going to discuss this because I've been yelled at. Maybe we should discuss it now before Lucy Lucy comes in there. But the parents are usually to blame. They are usually to blame. And the fact is that the parents there's more and more crazy people because the parents don't have control over their own kids. You know, yes, a lot of parents are bad parents, but a lot of parents are trying their best to be as good as they possibly can be. But Joodles, did you see the vigil last night? Did anybody else see the vigil? If either of the C words killed someone, would it be their fault? And the former Mrs. S. Uh, well, at some point it is their fault, but it would be my fault. It would be my fault. I do believe that. It would be my fault. I want my kids to be good kids. And they're not perfect kids because I was not a perfect parent, but I tried my best. It's a really good question. What do we believe in? I mean, Lucy isn't here, so she can't argue with this, but what do you believe in? Or Judels will argue. Peaches come in a can. Is that a Northern Irish saying, Judels? Peaches come in a can. Does that mean like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree? Is that a saying like that? The fact is that you need to pay a lot of attention to kids. No, it's a song, but is it a song that has any meaning to this? You can't just say words, Jules. The truth is that is that the main my main theory of child raising is the more time you spend with a baby, the less time you have to spend with the adult. You don't have to, the more time you spend caring and looking and paying attention to a baby, because I believe that babies need 100% attention. You can't give a baby too much attention. You hold on to them. At a certain point in their life, you've got to put them down and let them run for themselves. But this is what I believe. You can't just say words. What else can you say things with? That's true. But I mean, you're not, I mean, words that don't have relevance to this topic, Judels. That's what I'm saying. Warmelian says, no, seriously, it's usually a parent's fault. Maybe he was radicalized by the internet or the school university, but his parents didn't prepare him or shield him from those things. That's true, but maybe the parents made him crazy. Maybe the parents made him crazy. So you are right. The parents sent him to these horrible schools, university, or maybe the parents didn't give him enough attention. And I don't think I've given my kids enough attention. And I still don't think I'm giving my kids enough attention. But this, you can only do so much. So I agree. It's the parents' fault. It has to be the parents' fault. It's like, you remember in Psycho, the movie Psycho? Who remembers? Raise your hand if you remember the movie Psycho, where where she becomes him or he becomes her, and she talks about what a bad boy he was, and how she was saying what a good mother she was to him. Do you remember that? Yeah, and that's obviously she was a horrible mother. She was a horrible mother to him. That's why he became Norman Bates, was a bad mother. Apparently, he only went to the UVA for one semester, de- de- despite getting the full £32,000 scholarship. Yeah, and what kind of school is UVU? Utah University, Utah Valley. I never even heard of that school. What did it used to be called? Let's find out what it used to be called. I knew every school in the world. People did back in the day when schools used to mean something. I used to buy the books, the 500 best universities. Utah, Utah. I've been to Utah. Who else has been to Utah? You got to blame the parents, but we live in a radicalized, feminized world, a communist world. This is the guy. What if I should put the link up to this thing? Utah Valley University. It's a public university. What does that mean? It's owned by Utah, and it was like the idea that everybody could go to university. Everybody shouldn't go to university, but then you got a million people who go to university and they need jobs. There are some wrongins, Lewis, says Judels, aren't there? There is always nurture rather than, or is it always nurture rather than nature? Um, I don't believe in wrong. I do believe in a bit of. I don't believe in genetics making somebody a wrongin, Judels. I don't. I don't. I bet he's mentally ill, and his pari. What is pari? Is that like father or something? At what age is an adult responsible? You've got 5 kids. At what age is an adult responsible? Well, for certain things, they could be responsible at 10 years old or 15 years old. That was the point I was making before. They have some responsibility. If they run off with their high school teacher, remember we were discussing this. This is so important. Let's remember this, is that if they run off with their teacher to France, at some point they've got to say, you know what? I was told that if I run off with my teacher, I'm going to get him fired. So I'm responsible. If I run off to France and everybody's worried about me, that means I'm responsible. And so people are responsible at any possible age. At every age, you're responsible for something. You run out in the street, you got to hit them in the head and say, "Don't be so stupid to run out into the street." Okay, there. I don't believe people are born wrongins. You can be, but we live in a wrong society. This society is so wrong, filled filled with not feminists, feminizers. The whole society, communism. You got to listen to this guy. What if all this? What if? I think that's what it is. Can anybody find that link? Hitler's parents, good people. Anyone know? Yeah, of course that meant. Well, was he a good person? His mother had cancer. Did you know that? And that kind of messed with his head. We're going to fall out about the running off to France bit again. I don't care. I love you, Joodles. But if you don't respect me for my opinion, if you don't respect me at my worst, how can you respect me at my best, or vice versa? If you pay attention to a 15-year-old who thinks you love her, she'd believe you and follow you to the ends of the earth. That's totally true. I'm not saying he has no responsibility. He has more responsibility than she does because he's an adult. He's an adult. She's just a 15-year-old girl, but she has some responsibility. Maybe it's as simple as 1% responsibility or 10%, and maybe he's 90% responsible. But maybe she thinks to herself, you know what? I just want a little bit of fun. I want to get out of my class. He's going to take me to France. I come from a poor family. That's the guy's name, Wormelli. And what if all this? I think I'm pronouncing it properly. Who's listened to this guy? What if all this? Thank you, Wormelli, and I do appreciate that so much. His dad tried to beat the crazy out of him at some point. Well, that's also bad parenting. You know, it's like with my kids. You got to be in. You got to get there early before you feel the need. You got to hit them. You shouldn't hit a kid anyway. It doesn't quite work. It doesn't work. I've never looked into his background, to be honest. Thanks, Joe. So that's the point I'm making, is that people have to take some responsibility, like this show. Who am I supposed to blame for this show? Who am I supposed to blame? Or like, let's say you listen to me and this show is hard, whatever you call it. It's not even a show. This stream is horrible. Am I right? It's horrible. Like, how many times have we done this show without without sound? The sound is bad. We can't hear the sound. And I'm staring there crying, screaming. It's horrible. But you have to take responsibility for some of it. Not you got to take responsibility for turning up. You don't have to take responsibility for everything. Alan Williams says Hitler's dad was awful. Well, we know that after the fact because Hitler did bad things. He did very bad things. But a lot of people thought he did great. Thank you, Russ. He did a lot. A lot of people think that Hitler did great things. That he was totally right about the JEWS. You have to take responsibility for turning up. Like, so let's say this show is horrible again, right? It's horrible. There's a really good chance it'll be horrible, and you can't go, I hate 100% Lewis Schaffer because this show is horrible. But you were here yesterday when it was horrible, and you may come tomorrow when it's horrible. So you have to take responsibility for turning up. I agree with that, Joodles. Why is that funny? I don't understand why that's funny. Shouldn't we all take responsibility? He spent most of his time on Reddit, according to those who knew him. Reddit is a woke liberal cesspit. That's true. That's true. I'm not saying because yeah, is who said that? Let me just give Warmellian more credit. Yeah. Yeah. He was on yeah. And the whole world we're rotting in a liberal left-wing communist NAZI feminized world. Horrible. It's a cesspit. It's a cesspit. So you could understand anybody doing it, but a lot of people don't do it. Like I had a chat with my son the other day. I'm not going to say what I had a chat with him because was so angry. If I show up and decide not to take accountability, I'm jumping out the window. Yeah, so that's what you are. You're good, Warmellian, because you're going to take responsibility. And remember to like and share this thing. But if someone turns up because we've got an extra like and an extra share and a subscribe and maybe a join, you got to take responsibility for that. No show would be horrible if none of us were here, or a tree falls in the woods and there's nobody here. Well, there wouldn't be a show if you didn't come. I mean, for you got to come in order for it to be a show. For you, a show for you. We have to take responsibility. I have to take responsibility, and I'm learning. I'm learning that. I don't get that upset at myself. I know, I would like to be a better live streamer, but I don't have the energy. You know what I did yesterday? I finished sort of painting, kind of. I didn't finish painting, but I put one coat of paint in my bathroom. And that is like an amazing accomplishment for me because I've been so emotionally gridlocked. So that's what I want to say to everybody here is let's not be emotionally gridlocked. Let's take responsibility. The bathroom isn't painted and go, you know what? I don't care. I don't care if my flat is not that clean. I don't care. I don't care. It's got all this. I don't care. I don't care, but it's still taking responsibility. It's my fault. I know why it is the way it is. Nobody forced me to do this. This shirt was sent to me not by YouTube, but even though this symbol here could be a violation, this tube symbol could be a violation of YouTube. My father was a patent attorney, so it got sent to me, and I think and it was sent to me, and I'm going to tell you what I like about it. I like that it is very well made. It's like a well made shirt, number one. Okay. Anyway, it was a well made shirt, number one. Number two, number two, I don't really understand. It's well designed. The color is all right. I mean, it's not my favorite color. If baby blue is not my favorite color, I like stronger colors, but I like that it's a nice color. It was sent to me. It was sent to me. And I like that. I like that. And I appreciate the person who sent it to me. It was sent as a medium. This is a medium, which means it's going to be even a bit smaller. And it's like a compliment that I'm not a large. I'm not a large. I don't want to be a large. I blame Lewis for my life choices. Yeah, Lud. Yeah, you could blame me. I blame you. What have you done to keep me going on this stream? You've been a real supportive of Lewis Schaffer, and that's not right. It's kept me going. So it's basically other people have listened to this. Oh, I need to turn on. It is turned on. All the messages are turned on. What messages am I missing? I've got live chat here. So um, you know, Daddy Bannister's here from Laos. Laos. He's in Laos. Let's all give him a hug. Well, I'm thinking of you. I'm giving you a hug. I'm running into you. I'm in Laos. I give you a call, and you say, "Come to the pizza place." And I come to the pizza place, and I see you, and I give you a great big hug, and I say, thank you so much for being on this stream. That's what I say to Daddy Bannister. Okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Daddy Bannister? Okay. If you can't hear me and you don't say anything, maybe you don't say anything once or twice, then you're responsible. You're responsible. You got to take responsibility. Okay, so there you go. I have to hold my phone to my ear. Well, maybe yeah. So I'm sorry. Maybe get some earplugs. How about some earplugs? Do I have earplugs here? I don't have any earplugs here. I'm sorry. The sound thing is I could try to make it a bit louder. Let me see if I can make this a bit louder. Maybe I'll bring this up. How do how does this sound? Does it sound louder? I've now have the master volume up 100%. 100%. Okay. All right. So let's get back on track. We're back on track. How does it sound, everybody? Sound test. Sound test. I've changed a setting. How is the sound test? Everybody sound test. Everybody, let's get a sound test going. So that's this. That's this. So it's very okay. So let's not eat carbs, everybody. I've been bad. I had 8 apricots today. I went and I got a discounted version of a cheddar coleslaw at we can hear you, says Alan Williams. Thank you. The sound is exactly the same. We can hear you. Thank you, Joodles. How can you say we can hear you? Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you put them on the telly? Put me on the telly, maybe. I don't think they've got telly. Do they have telly over there in Laos? I remember when countries like Laos used to be like Laos. They used to be Laos. So what was I saying to you? I was saying this. I mean, I love Joodle. She says, we can hear you. How do you know? Are you speaking for everybody? Do you have people in the room? Is Lud there with you? Are you there with Joodles, Lud? What about you, Alan? Are you there with Joodles? Coleslaw. You bad? Yes, I'm a bad. I had coleslaw. I'm sure I remember you telling us coleslaw is the actual devil. Yes, it is. It's uncooked. It's not fermented. I did rinse it, so I rinsed a lot of the stuff off of it. I rinsed it a lot, but it was still like 500 calories or something. It was a lot of calories, and it wasn't that high in carbs, but it was wrong. It's wrong. And last night I had some mozzarella. I had some uh, pasta carbonara. Carbonara. You're listening on Daddy. Maybe Daddy's. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're hard of hearing. Maybe you got to take responsibility for that. So what are we discussing? We're discussing. We would did have because I was thinking about this yesterday. That maybe we need to. Maybe we need. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, look at this. Maybe maybe we need to talk about things in segments rather than me jump around with the different people. The sound is exactly the same. We can hear you. Okay, that's what Judel says. Is Yeah, I rinsed it. Okay, okay, did not turn up. Okay, here's the point. So we should have like one discussion for about 5 minutes, maybe, or 3 minutes, and then move on to something else. How about that? So like we were discussing personal responsibility. Have we discussed personal responsibility to the end? Have we discussed that? Have we discussed personal responsibility? Okay. Have we discussed it? Enough. Because we can move on if you want to move on. I'm a bit tired. I had to wake up this morning. I'm not going to tell you when because you think, oh my God, what a lazy guy. But I go to sleep very late because a lot of people recognized me at the parade from GB News. And they shook my hand, and it was awkward. It was awkward. I mean, I'm good at that. I'm good at saying, "Oh, thank you very much," because I've been a stand-up comedian. Remember, a lot of people being a stand-up comedian is basically a training ground for being famous because when you're like a regular person, people don't come up to you as a regular person. Did I have to sign autographs? No, I took a few pictures. I took pictures with the people. I put my arms around them, and then I thought I should do the whatchamacallit. What's the whatchamacallit guy? What's the guy in John Wick's? Who's the actor's name? The John Wick's guy, where he doesn't touch anybody. And he was really so good looking back in the day. Do you remember him? And I just heard he made a gay film. I don't know whether he did or a gay play or something. That doesn't make him gay, but you got to take some personal responsibility. Okay. So it's not my job. Exactly. Keanu Reeves. Where he puts his arms around people, but he keeps his hands up in the air. So his hands are like up in the air. So it looks like he's not touching them in a sexual way. You know, it's possible. We've never heard anything bad about the guy, but they just found a film that was made in Toronto, Canada. Did you hear about this? In Toronto, Canada, where he was actually touching, not touching, like kissing some guy. But we've all kissed guys. Anybody see the video? I did a whole play where I went around and kissed men. Well, at least at the end I did, and it was so funny. It was so funny because men. Let me just say this, Allie Williams. It's not my job to discuss personal responsibility. That's so funny. Okay, so we could talk about that play that I did. It's called Are You Beautiful? And it was basically a kind of like it wasn't the dissection of the trans thing. I didn't think of trans as being as evil as I do now. Now I think it's like really evil. I love you from GB News, Lewis. You never gave me the shout out. What's there? Because I'm too big a star, Daddy. Nothing personal. And my memory is shot. And there's not enough time in the day to give a shout out, but I do appreciate you asking me to give a shout out. Do you give me a shout out when you're serving a pizza to somebody in Laos? And this pizza is in honor of Lewis Schaffer. Big shout out to Lewis Schaffer from GB News. All I know is this: I've basically been fired from GB News. I've been fired from GB News. Is it an embarrassment? I've been fired from so many jobs in my lifetime. There was once, what are you laughing at, Jules? I've been apologized so many times in my life from not from GB News, from all sorts of big publications that took like multiple interviews to get. Because this is back in the day. Back in the day, they would give somebody like me a job. He's always a Jew. Give him a job. Do you give me okay? Do you give me a shout out when you're serving pizza? Yeah, that's a funny concept. You want me to give you a shout out when I'm doing my job, when I got Josh fucking Howie screaming at me, you know? I don't know. It was really hard. I don't mean that in a bad way. But it's really hard to do TV. Fair question, Lewis. If a pizza delivery guy wants a shout out, they should return the favor. Yeah. I'm not asking for a free piece of pizza. But we worship you, says Russ, and I worship you. Do you think that I do? Josh Howie's new middle name. Laugh at. What is his new middle name? Pizza. Fair question. Yeah. So that's the point I'm making. Is that what is the point? I've been fired. We could talk about being fired from jobs because I've been fired from so many jobs. I was once right before I started comedy in 1993, which is 32 years ago. Um, I had 8 jobs in about 8 years, and I got fired from 8 of them. Fired like twice. Police were called because they wanted me out. I was a horrible, horrible employee. Horrible. Because I looked like I'd be a great employee. Maybe now I don't because I don't comb my hair like I used to or get a good haircut. I'm wearing a light blue shirt. But I was a bad employee. Yeah, I was a bad employee, and probably all you people. Why are you here now? Because you're bad employees. That's the impression I get from you people, a bad employee. Maybe you're trying your best. Tell us why they call the police. Because I wouldn't leave the office, because I wanted to be paid. You owe me money. And basically, I didn't steal the money. I stole the money. I stopped working. So I mean, really, I mean, I've been, and same thing happened to me. You know, where I mean, I thought they should pay me the money, and I'm not leaving. And then the police called, and the police, New York City police. I was a very bad employee, a very, very bad employee. One of the bosses that I had bad skin, and he used to put cream on his face, steroidal cream or vitamin E cream, and his face was all red because he was probably picking at his face. Don't touch your face, ladies. Don't, if you have a zit, leave it alone. In this country, I'm not. We could talk about that. We could talk about popping zits. But I've been fired from 7 and 8 jobs. Fired, fired from these jobs. So and these were real jobs, and I could have been somebody. I could have been somebody. You wake up one day and there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. They don't. Nobody wants you. Like right now, who's calling me to do comedy? I think I'm doing a show on the 17th. Do you guys all know that? Are you going to be in? Where is the show going to be? I don't know. I effing love you guys. Nearly midnight here. Go get our conundrum back. Kingdom. Crown Kingdom. I guess. Good night, beautiful England. English England. Good night. So there you go. He loves the image of Britain, as I did. I came here. Yeah. I've never been fired, and I've probably had 50 jobs. Well, you're even worse than it means you quit 50 jobs. You quit 50 jobs. How good an employee are you, Joodles? How good an employee are you that you quit 50 jobs? It's better to be fired. It's better to be fired. It means that were able to get rid of you rather than you quitting and leaving them high and dry, Joodles. I don't believe that really. You don't seem that way. Raheem Sterling is trying the same thing. What is he trying? What is he trying, Raheem Sterling? Is he trying to get fired? Is he trying to get fired? But that's the impression I get. Are you people who have been fired? You strike me that way. Don't make the same mistake Lewis did, Daddy Lannister. He fell for the scam. Now he can never escape. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got my kids here. I fell for the scam. And English people, that's a really good point. You're good at lying. You're good at saying they'll always be in England. You're saying England is the place of fairness and great people, and I've been fired from a couple of part-time bar jobs back in the day. They don't count. Well, they do count. Yeah, of course they count. Because if you don't care when you're 22 or 25, when are you going to care, Joe? This is Joe talking. But I fell for the English scam. I mean, I fell for the English scam. I don't know how to get out of the situation. I'm sitting there fighting for England. My kids are English. I want my kids to be English, but who knows how long they'll be English? Maybe they'll be Muslim. Maybe they'll convert to being Muslim, and I'll be absolutely heartbroken. But why should I care? What if all this? There's a video there. Maybe I'll find the video. I'll find the video, and I'll see what it is. What if if all fist. Okay, video, video, YouTube. Okay, can we do something? Oh no, this is too out. Oh, this one here. I think this is the one that I was watching. I think this is what I was watching. Okay, I'm gonna put this up for you guys to look at. Not now. Don't look at it now. Don't look at it now. Please don't look at it now. Please don't look at it now. Don't look at it now. But I'm going to put it up over here. This is the video. That's the video. That is the video. Okay. Where are we now? Let's get back on the track. Maybe while I'm here, I'll do the Discord thing. I might have to leave and go to the bathroom, which I never do. But this is what happens when you eat rotten food. When I had the pasta last night, it wasn't that much. It was 100, maybe 150 grams. But it's all carbs and it's horrible. And then I had all the apricots today. Okay, Lewis, the employees were horrible, and I had my full-time job, so it wasn't important enough. But you can't get fired. You cannot get fired. Your delay is 7 minutes from here. What does that mean? What is the delay on the thing? Okay, hold on a second. What did I want to do? There have been a few jobs in my early days, says Alan Williams, where I just never went back. Maybe they owe me money. Yeah, well, you just do a runner. I don't want to even see these people again. I've done that too. I once didn't even show up for a job. I got a job. I was so desperate. I just said, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to work in that kind of office. Make a cup of tea, Jules. I'm going for a pee. Did you want me to run you a bath? He thinks we are together. No, I'm saying this collectively. You're a collective audience. What I'd like you to do is to stop to stop to stop writing right now. Don't write because I want to see what you have to say. But I'm going to go to the loo. Okay? I don't know what we can say. I'm going to put you here. I'm going to put you here and then I'm going to put you Could you hear that? Could you hear that? Could you hear that? No. My dad once had 3 jobs. I had to go to the loo. And that's what makes this show the best show, where the comedian has to, the comedian, whatever I am, I had to go to the loo. I had to go to the loo. And I never have to go to the loo. You know why I never have to go? Because I'm on a carnivore meat-based diet normally, but I've been so bad. I've been really bad. Okay, so here we go. There were a few. Okay, let's go back here. Make a cup of tea. Blimey, that's what Judel says. Okay, I used to work behind the counter in a bank, says Russ. In a bank, and I got fired. What happened was that the man came in the bank and asked me to check his balance. So I pushed him over. Okay, that's a joke. Good joke. I do appreciate Russ. I'll put the kettle on, Lud. You get the bubbles in. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. Alan Williams, my dad once had 3 jobs in one day. The good old days. Yeah, people used to work, and you could still probably work if you could, but that's when Britain was Britain. I mean, Britain is in a spiral downwards. We'll do. Let's push the boat out and have some bath salts as well, Lud. So you're going to be with Joodles. Okay. So it's a 7-minute delay with Daddy Bannister. Hey, everyone. We're not discussing, hey, Lorna, we're not discussing the poos. We're not discussing that. Right now, we are discussing being fired from a job. Is it better to be fired from a job than quit? I mean, I have quit, but mostly I've only quit one job, 1 or 2 jobs. I never quit. I was, I was the host at the Boston Comedy Club in New York, and I quit. I was so arrogant. And maybe I've quit GB News because I don't call them up and say, give me a spot. You know, no, it's not better than being fired, says Judah. Quitting is not better. You're letting people down, but you're giving them notice. In this country, you've got to give people 6 months, 6 weeks, whatever it is, 4 weeks notice. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. Do you like it better with the light or without the light? I don't know which one's better. It's not better to be fired. I mean, I quit. I was at the Boston Comedy Club in New York, not in Boston, in New York. It was called the Boston Comedy Club because the guy who owned it came from Boston, and he founded this comedy club. Quitting is your decision. Being fired is not. You know what? The truth is, you have to take some responsibility, Joe. Why are you fired? You got to say, because I wanted to be fired. Because they very rarely fire people who have a real gung-ho attitude not to be fired, Joe. That is truth. Yeah. We're not discussing that, Daddy. I have missed you, lovely peeps. Lorna, where have you been, Lorna? You've been away. Does a bear poop in the woods? Okay, that's what Led says. I'm not going to even think about that. Okay. The point is, I've been fired from lots of jobs because I'm a really bad worker. Because I remember I was fired from the Brew Burger, a hamburger joint, the flagship hamburger joint. I was fired, and I made a complaint to the union. This is leftist Lewis. This is leftist Lewis days. I made a complaint to the union. You can't fire me. And the dude was served a raw hamburger. This is something I've told thousands of times, and I was disgusted by it. I said, I can't serve a raw hamburger. Now I'm eating raw hamburgers, and I just thought I can't serve a raw hamburger. And because the guy had fired the cook in the middle of a shift. He was an incompetent, but he was the kind of boss that I was, who was like a know-it-all boss. Do I seem like a know-it-all to you people? Maybe I'm a know-it-all. I'm a know-it-all. I'm not the best guy in the world. I'm not the best guy. How is that? I put extra light there. I put extra light. Is that better? How is that? I think that's all right. Maybe this thing over here. This thing over here. This thing sounds like you were flipping mad at the bird. I was like mad at the guy. The guy was so incompetent. I expected everybody to be competent, but I was an incompetent. I expected everybody because I have really high standards. Is that a bit warmer? That light there. Thank you, Judel. Sounds like you were a flipping man. I was. There you go. It was a joke, but it was it was like a flagship. It was like it was like it was the early days of the restaurant boom in New York, where that was called. It was called. What was the place called? I don't remember what the place was called. Hi all. I was bad with food. Vantanai is here, and I went to meet a friend in Northampton and went to a Greek place and ate some pita bread and chips. Oh, and some beer. Yeah, that's what I like about Vantanai. He's like me, and you know you're doing something wrong, but once you have a bit of sugar, whatever form sugar takes, you you can't stop, and that's not even your fault. That's why you've got to say no. You have to say no to carbs. Can I tell you something, beautiful people here? And you know that I am a big fan of yours, all of yours. I'm a big fan, but you're fat. I'm pretty sure you're fat. Or you have a little extra fat. Maybe you're not like fat like the way we have them in America, where you're like waddling fat, but you got extra fat. And you don't think you're fat, but you're fat, and I'm here to tell you you are fat. I don't understand what happened. Brewburger was the place it was called. They fired the cook who was the burger. No, they fired the cook because the manager was a young kid. He was probably in his 20s maybe, and I was like 22 or something. And he thought he knew best. You never and so he fired and he took over the kitchen cooking. So the manager of the Brewburger on 51st Street between 5th and 6th Avenues went into the kitchen and he cooked the hamburger. And I was like, I can't serve that to somebody, you know. I can't serve that to somebody. And I said, I can't serve it. They said, well, if you don't serve it, you're fired. So, there you go. That's how you get fired. Sosa Ribeiro. Sosa Ribeiro. Who is Sosa Ribeiro? Who is Sosa Ribeiro? Anyway, let's go over here and let's see if there's any information about this guy. Is there any information? Is there any information about Sosa Ribeiro? Let's see if there is. Let's see if there is. There is no information about this guy. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Welcome, Sosa. Where are you from? Are you fat? How much do you weigh? And how tall are you? No one in this chat walks, Lewis. They roll everywhere. Yeah, because you could be. It's not just about walking. It's not about walking. It's about reducing your calorie intake. As we get older, we get less muscles. So I think you've got to automatically not eat more, automatically, because you've got less muscles. I listened to an interesting heart surgeon who seemed to have some of your ideas, Lewis. I have stopped taking statins. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not saying you should stop taking statins, but they told me to take statins. I've been told multiple times. And I go, no, I'm not taking statins. Lewis, for 5 years I worked as a masseur, but then I got fired for upsetting people. I must have rubbed them the wrong way. There you go, another joke. Another joke from Russ. Appreciate the joke. Speak for yourself, Warmellian. Lud and I just fitted into the same bath. Okay, what do we do? What did I? Oh, you can't fit in the same bath because you are big boned, Lud says. Well, he's allowed to be big boned because he's a big contributor to me. Can we all like this stream? Let me see how many people. Can we like the stream? Can we join if you haven't joined? Warmel, can we join? 10 pence a day. That's all it asks for 2 hours of diversion. 10 pence. 2 hours for speaking for someone who's on your team. You know. So there you go. Keith Bexley is in town. I'm speaking for you, the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Cornish, the Welsh, the Celts, the Scots, the Picts, the Romans who've come into the country, the Nigerians who've been here forever. This is what we have to do. We got to speak for the people who live here. Okay. So did he say anything? Did Sosa Ribeiro say something? I have the image. What is the image that you have, Joe? As she speaks to Joodles. The point is, I am making that is it better to be fired? Um, the thing about being fired is the Cumbrians and the Northumbrians, yes, those are good people. The Devons, the people who were the backbones of this country, the backbones, the Wessexans, whatever, those people, Lorna. So the point is, you fired is a good thing because if you're fired, it means they no longer need you. They've already found your replacement. But when you quit, they give you a look like, how could you quit? I mean, that's the look that I've occasionally seen. I'm a bad person. I'm not a nice person. I'm not a nice person. I don't feel like I'm a nice person. That's why I find it so awkward when people come up to me and say, "Oh, I loved you on this. I loved you on that. I loved you." It's like, who are you talking about? It doesn't happen that often, but when it does happen, it's quite irritating. The pics with a T. Where's this T? Okay, I don't know what that means, lad. I've had managers take it so personally when I've quit. Yeah, because they got to explain to their boss, and they're thinking we need to hire somebody. And Joodles, you come across as someone who is quite competent, but you've quit 50 times, and they miss you. I could see them, and you were always so know-it-all. So I could see why they're upset with you leaving. Who's been upset if you quit your job? Most they can be upset. You, Jared, is here. Hello, Jude. I've got you on mute. Mute. So not much different than the show the other day. Why do you have me on mute? The Celts. That's another group of people. The Celts. Yes, just popped in to say hi, you, Jared, and to check you survived the demo. Yeah, I hope there's no. Is there anything going on over there? I've heard there's like something happening going on. I've heard there's something happening going on. Just popped in to say hi. That's what you, Jared, says. Thank God you. Yeah, everything was all right. You know who I was hanging out with? Beautiful, lovely Claire and beautiful, lovely Leanne. Both of them. It was so nice. And nobody else turned up, so I just had me and two girls. It was so nice. It was really, really nice. My Viking finger sent a message before I'd finished with pics. I'm sorry. Sorry, Lorna, that was me bad. But that's what you have to do. He's been rinsing coleslaw. Yeah, I haven't even had my breakfast. Let me see how much I've eaten. I'll tell you how much I've eaten. I haven't had my breakfast. Um, I didn't even write down the apricots I had. Let me write down the apricots. Apricots. Raw. 144 calories worth. And I've had 71 grams of carbs, which is not good. Well, and I had a cup of coffee to get me wired before the thing. And so I had 1 cup of coffee and I had 31 grams of double cream. Listen, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for coming. That's the most important. Double cream, 31 grams. That's what I've had. I've had 31 grams. So I've had a total of food today of 970, no, about 1,000, about 1,200 calories. No, 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 no. 1,100 calories. 1,100 calories. Are you guys fat? Are you fat? Shanks is here. Thank you, Shanks. Did you bump into any other YouTubers at the rally? No, I didn't. And I'm a bit distant. I spoke to a couple that was quite nice. Maybe they'll come online. A couple. And he was so thin. I said, "How did you say so thin?" And he was like just beautifully, beautifully thin. I'm so into thin. I'm really bad. But, I'm into thin. I rinse my coleslaw Joodles. Yes, I do. Because you don't need that much first of all, it's mayonnaise. It's not good for you. Okay? Um, we've had a good show for content because we've decided we're going to talk about content. I can't stop for long as I'm off to see Simon Evans live soon. See, Simon Evans is a professional comedian. And I think they did him wrong over there. But maybe I shouldn't complain. I should not complain. But Simon Evans, if you speak to him, you say, I listen to Lewis Schaffer and he really likes you, Simon. He's always talking really highly of Simon Evans. Really highly. Is the cult doing ritualistic bathing now? Um, I mean, that's an interesting idea. No, I mean, my bathtub is not large enough. I mean, for three, maybe a shower. We could have a ritualistic showers. You, Jarrett, be nice. I'll say hello to Simon for you, Lou. You don't have to. Don't bother him. But if you do, if you're there, you say, Lewis was just talking about you today. He really likes you. And he said he told me to tell you that. Don't you make your own coleslaw? I thought you were joking, Joodles. No, I used to make my own coleslaw, but I don't do it anymore. I used to add mayonnaise, but mayonnaise is toxic. It's made with whatchamacallit. It's made with rapeseed oil. Really bad. And even in Canada, America, they call it canola oil. Here, they still call it rapeseed oil. It's a horrible name, and it's a horrible thing. It's really high in omega 3s, and the processing that needs to be done to get the oil out of it. Vatanai says he likes Simon Evans. We can talk about Simon Evans. He's very adult, Simon Evans. He's really, really an adult. Mayo is best, especially on chips. Real mayo, if it's made with beef fat, is good. But if it's not made with beef fat, what is it made with? It's made with high omega-6 oils. It's made with plant oils. I make a yummy coleslaw with pickled red cabbage, beetroot, red wine vinegar, and apples. Do you add whatever that is? Do you add mayo? He definitely did make me cry, Paul. It was a really sad story. What are you talking about, Paul? Who is Paul? Um, oh, you're talking about Judith is talking um, about Simon Evans. You saw the show and it made you cry. Hunter and Gather does a seed oil free mayo. It's not cheap though. But you know what? You got to pay. You got to pay for a good check. I've written this down again. I will never look at this. Hunter and Gather needs a seedless mayo. Sharks is here. Simon Evans did a split screen with Nick Dixon on Charlie Kirk the other day. Yeah, I love Nick Dixon too. Does he call me? Nobody calls me. Nobody calls me. This is the end of the line for Lewis Schaffer. I only ever use beef fat. No oils for me. Lorna, I'm with you. I only use beef fat. I don't use any oils. Fat is different than an oil. Fat is different than an oil. Use animal fat. Fats are in animals, and oils are in plants. And if they're in plants, you have to use high technology to get it out. Last night I saw the rugby referee Nigel Owens. He was hilarious. Joodles, says Paul Manning. I see. I assumed you meant cry with laughter. I don't know. I missed a little bit of something in there. I think when you say Paul, you're thinking about Paul Manning remixes. How about that? Greek yogurt for creaminess. Yes, go with that. That's a good thing to go with. I mean, I don't use as much yogurt as I had been eating. I ate a lot of yogurt last night, but I woke up. I weighed 100 grams less than last night, and that was like kind of like a miracle because I stopped off along the way in Elephant and Castle, and I had 6 chicken wings, and then I came home and I had a bowl of mozzarella for dinner. Nick invited you onto his show, Lewis, and you're just not tech enough to be on it because you don't know how to do online appearances. I don't want to do online appearances. I want to. I want to. You know what I mean? We're having an online appearance. I don't want to do that. I want to have somebody sitting right here so you can see that I like him, or he can see that he likes me. I'm going to have. Okay. Okay, so there you go. Keith. Whew. Charlie Kirk says, was such a great guy. Literally, he was just great. He was just great. Yeah, I know what you mean, Warmellian. And not just tech enough to be on it because you don't know how to do an online appearance. Is that what you say? Oh, no, no, no. Charlie Kirk was great. It's the most awful thing. But he will touch more people's life in death. He was such a great guy. Yeah. I mean, was he the greatest guy? He got a bit like testy sometimes, but he will touch more people. That is so true, Keith Bexley. Warmellian says, Nick invited you onto a show, Lewis. You're just not tech enough to be on it because you don't. Right, I read this before, and you're right. I didn't want to do it. This is the attitude that Lewis Schaffer has. He does. I don't have a good attitude, but who of you have a good attitude? You can tell what rotten people you are. I wasn't able to, Shanks. I wasn't able to chat with him on Discord. Okay, is the sound okay? Is the sound okay? I will be able to. I hope in the future to be able to chat with him. Shanks. He's offered to help. He tried to get in touch with me, so he's fulfilled his offer, which I do appreciate. What does everyone think of the ghoulish reactions about Charlie Kirk? Some people have very dark, devolving souls. Well, they think they're better than us. So if one of us dies, they go, well, he deserved it because they think they're better than us. Yeah. We are so sad about Charlie. It's so sad about Charlie. We are quite rotten. I think, well, who is we? Or the whole human beings as a planet. You rotten. Well, yeah, who said that? Did I say that? Joodles? Because the people, did I say they're rotten? I don't know if I said they're rotten. What is it? I didn't say a chicken wing. No, I didn't say chicken wing. I hope I didn't. I didn't mean chicken wing. I meant a chicken leg, but the part of the chicken leg that has the most meat on it. Everybody's favorite. I ate it at the sort of the kebab shop, but it's more than a kebab shop. Up across from Elephant Park in Elephant and Castle. I don't know whether you know it. You go under the train line, under the train tracks, and maybe it's under the train tracks. Paul Manning. Lord, people disgust me. They're really horrible. I can't believe how nasty people can be. I love Charlie Kirk. My heart goes out to his family. It goes out to all of us, Lorna. We're all at a loss by this. Even those people who don't even know they're at a loss by this. I mean, I'm not even a Christian. He was like quite a Christian. Did you see the thing about him going up to heaven? Did you see that? Where the AI thing, Charlie Kirk went up to heaven, like leaving one of his events and walking up stairs up to heaven. And I was crying. I was crying. Did you see that? I was crying. Paul Manning is speaking to Ruben. I'd love to cook for you when I get back from seeing Simon later. I'm wrestling up some homemade fried chicken with various sides. Yeah. Well, why is fried chicken so good, everybody? Who wants to answer the fried chicken question? Why is fried chicken so good? Why? No debate about it, says Keith Bex. He was a great guy. I was aware of him, but never realized that he was just a great human being. He is the guy we all want to be. Yes, he's a guy. He was like not even in high school. He didn't go to college, I mean. And at 17, he basically took responsibility. And that's what Christianity is. It's taking responsibility. You want to go to heaven, you got to. Being Jewish is even worse because it isn't just about like saying I believe in Jesus Christ, but it's about like taking responsibility. You love fried chicken, says Ruben. I love fried chicken. Fatanai's music said I was on X when the Kirk shooting came on. It was horrible to watch. Within a few minutes, there were tweets and videos making fun of him being dead. Yes, horrible, horrible. But we can't be like them. We can't be saying they're horrible human beings. They're worse than us. Maybe if we believed what they believe, remember, we can say we're better because we have not lived with the lies that a lot of these people have lived with, the left have lived with. It's shocking how vile some people are. Well, as someone who's been called vile, I'm not sure we should call anybody vile because I've been called vile all the time. Like what I said about like taking responsibility, and someone called me vile or whatever. We don't want to be that way. So many libs saying that people talking about Charlie Kirk are ignoring Gaza. So crass. So crass. Look who's here, Tyler. What did you say, Lucy? Where did you say? Tyler. What about Tyler? Lucy. Was Lucy here and did I miss her thing? I missed your comment is Tyler. Tyler. Okay. I'm a bit exhausted. That's all I'm saying. I'm a bit exhausted. We were talking about you earlier, Lucy. Hey, Lucy, there has to be some true connection somewhere. The roommate? Um, you know what? I mean, I've heard so little, but it sounds like maybe there was a gun up there waiting for him. Maybe he was on the Discord site, and they arranged for him to shoot the guy. All he had to do was climb up on the top of the building and shoot the guy. Mm. Lewis, I meant the people being so horrible about the Charlie Kirk's death. Yeah, I know, I understood that. Hi, Joodles. And so, what does Joe say that I corrected? It's shocking how vile. Yeah, I know, but even normal people. The fact is, we've been brainwashed around the world. Communism is a global religion all across the world, and we've been brainwashed. So we've gone to university, we've gone to school, even in elementary school, we've done all this stuff, and so you could blame what you call it. Okay. Yeah, I'm past. I just passed out. I just passed out. I'm going to take a break. Can I take a break? Lewis, did you know that you can copy the transcript from your YouTube videos and paste them in Grok for a show summary? The transcript link is in the YouTube. Good. That's a good idea. I should maybe do all of the transcript, all of the shows, and ask them to write a biography of me in YouTube. Did you see? I just almost passed out because I was up at like 8. I was up all night long. I came home. I went to sleep. I was woke up every 10 minutes because if I have to wake up early, I have a really hard time falling asleep. So by tomorrow, it was almost a victory that I did get some sleep. I did get some sleep, and I had to wake up at 10 to be there at 11. And I went. I met beautiful Leanne and beautiful Claire. Okay. So thank you very much, Shanks. Can we give Shanks a huge round of applause for helping me? Because you've been really brilliant help. And I'm saying thank you, Shanks. A lot of the thumbnails have been like amazing. Have been amazing. I usually appear a few hours. It usually appears sneaky little coward. His dad is great by turning his son in. I'm not sure I could have done that. Utah is a death penalty state. Yeah, I've been to Utah. Oh, I said that. Yeah. I mean, is his dad bad for turning his son in? Um, I'm considering his dad, his parents created the son. His parents should take responsibility and say, I created the son. I created the son. What happens if my son does something wrong? I'll say I was not there completely for, I'm not going to say which son, because I wasn't nice to the mother. And because I wasn't nice to the mother divorced me. And she, I'm not going to say what she did because whatever. So she was really angry at me, and a child can't grow up in an angry environment. They must be hitting the town tonight. That's probably what they're doing. The two girls are out there, and I'm sitting here all by myself. Anyway, so and I could see them. Leanne is really good fun, and Claire is really good fun. These are good girls. These are good girls, and they're much more beautiful than you think that they would be. You can't. I mean, I imagine you're all beautiful, but I don't think you're beautiful. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting I'm hoping for the best, and then you meet them, and they just, wow, you're really lovely, really, really lovely. Okay. I am proud of my sons. Right now you are. I'm proud of my boys too. You've met my son. Have you met one of my sons? Should I be proud of him? He's a lovely guy. But who knows? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'm not I'm not gonna go through life and think he could never do something wrong. I'm just got my fingers crossed. I've tried to do my best. But I haven't done everything that I could do. We as parents, we as people need to do the best for our kids. Death by firing squad. Well, should he, not Cardigan, that's his name, but that could have made him crazy. Your sons are lovely. They are lovely. They are lovely. And that's one of the things I want to do on this show. I want to get everybody thin. I want to get everybody off meds. I want to get everybody low carb. And I want people to to go back to having Lorna, you got two kids, 40 and 37. Now Lorna says, yeah, yeah, I would still do you. Shank says, son C2 doesn't want to be the producer because he wants to be the star of the show. Yes, he does. He's very similar to me, but I did not get, I was not, I want to be star of the show. Exactly, because I didn't get attention that means my parents did not do a great job because you shouldn't need extra attention in this world, but he's still lovely. Thank you, Lucy. Lewis says, my comment was that Tyler Robinson lived with his transgender partner. Right. You know what transgender is just an extension of feminizing everybody, is being feminized. So that's an interesting point, Lucy. But I do appreciate, first of all, I appreciate you talking to me, mentioning my name, and I appreciate you saying what that comment was about, because now we can have a discussion about it. But before we have a discussion, I'm just gonna let you know that there are people, at least one person in this chat, who has a transgender son. So you don't know. You don't know. No, he hasn't. My son has an odd name, and Cardigan is a good name. Is a good name to name your kid Cardigan. Cardi, that's Cardi G. Um, so what are you saying, Lucy? Could you please type out how you think it affected him that he had what? Well, you want to make me do the work. And Jim Norton's wife, who actually I met for a drink the other day. I like that guy a lot. I've hung out with him a lot. He was a good guy. I have trans friends. I have used to have trans friends. You know, and what about the rest of us? How gay are we? How gay are we? Thank you, Ruben. How gay are we? How how we have got gay friends. We don't have kids. It was a miracle that I have kids. It was a miracle. It's not, Lewis, not at all. It does mean something, Lucy. What does it mean? Use your brain. You're one of the smartest people on this chat. I don't, one of the smartest people. gay and trans are nothing to do with each other, Lewis. Zero. Yes, they do. Yes, they have a lot to do with each other. Yeah, it's like saying my son isn't gay, he's a woman. Gay could be a personal choice. Gay could be, yeah, I believe they totally have to do with each other. Gay, I mean, there's miscellaneous gay. Okay, thank you. Ruben says he met some nice people in the Transcontinental Railway. No, let's talk about what is the similarity between gay and trans. It's all part of and what's the similarity between gay, trans, and us and sexual promiscuity, or not having kids, or not getting married, or not starting. They all are related to each other. It's all the feminizing of the world that we live in today. What do they have with each other? Well, why? I mean, I don't want to talk about my own kids because who knows what I don't want to. I'm gonna, you know, but I know with me, why aren't I gay? Why have I don't want to say what I've done with men. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it and blame Johnny Depp. Okay. Yeah. Why am I almost gay? Why am I possibly gay? Gay is real, trans isn't. Well, what is gay? Gay is what causes homosexuality. Gay is men who who do not find, at least in theory, women attractive. We're talking about guys first. And where does that come from? Don't where the quote, which I said before, people hated me because of this. Let's get into a nice argument over this. What causes homosexuality? My mother, my mother said to me, "Don't be like your father. Your father's cheating on me." She didn't say it in those words, but that's what she was kind of saying. Your father's never here. He doesn't love me enough. Don't be like your father. Keep on loving me. That's really inappropriate to say to a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old. Okay? My mother loved my father to death, to death. But she needed more love. Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, I am surprised. I have a, I mean, I like guys. I don't like to have sex with guys, but I still have unfinished business with women. And my mother was horrible to me, but she was also loving. And I have a lot of issues with women, and I see that in women where I want to be close to them. Joodles, Lorna, Joe, I want to be close. Let me tell you something about women from a guy's point of view. No man could ever love you as much as a woman loves you. No man could ever. Where they look at you and they like look you in the eyes. They just love you to death. But you won't, the hate you can get from a woman if they decide you've cheated on them or you don't love them or whatever it is can be really horrible. A man so good looking as you, Lewis, must find it very difficult not to be. Um, yeah, I don't have gay issues, but I mean, and I don't think gay is, I don't think it's, I don't have, I don't, I feel, I feel women need a lot of love. I can't believe I'm even talking like this. It's wrong for me to talk like this. The show is going in the toilet. The show is going in the toilet. Only 20 people watching. 20 people watching. No, we're keeping going. We'll talk about Lewis Schaffer being gay. I'll talk about me being gay if you talk about your homosexual experiences. Okay? We could do that. How about that? Not that I care. We're not talking about that. Because people know that I support homosexuality because I support love. And sometimes you've got to look for love in all the places. But a lot of it has to do, and this is something that I saw in, oh, I forget who it is, aesthetic realism. And this is, they really, people hate this group, aesthetic realism. It's, you see contempt in other people. How come we got to celebrate the whole month for being gay? What the? Yeah, I mean that's also the big problem. There's a lot of problems. They don't want us to have children. So homosexuality is a way for us not to have children. Okay? And then people reach a certain age and they haven't had the love and they're looking for love. And you could find love in someone of the opposite sex. Is this Brian coming out? No, this is Lewis Schaffer coming out. And so you reach a certain age and you're just looking for a hug. You're just looking for a hug, maybe. So you just think, okay, well, that's a guy or a girl or whatever. That's number one. Number two. But the other thing is that a lot of mothers, boyfriend, Brian Simpson, a lot of women, and a lot of women boyfriend their sons, and a lot of men girlfriend their daughters. And by the, it's like what my mother said to me: "Don't leave me. Don't leave me like your father. Don't leave me. You're my precious boy. You're such a beautiful boy." And that's the cause of homosexuality. I don't, you know what it is? Maybe they'll arrest me for speaking like this. It's not even celebrating gay now, Donna. Lesbians and gay men were told not to turn up to Sussex Pride this year. What is it all about trans? Is that what it is? Is that trans? Andrew Doyle has the right approach to this. Yeah, Andrew Doyle. People have got. We need kids. We need kids. If you want to be gay in your own time, be gay. But we need, I mean, most of us are above a certain age, so it's too late for the kids. It's too late to have kids. I think all men go through a gay period in life. Some stay, some leave. Who knows what flicks you're being? I'm very open minded, says Ruben. Um, um, not necessarily. I don't believe that. Though mine was, I'm not going to say. But the point is that it's not a gay period. It's like if the mother has spent too much time boyfriending you. You are my boyfriend. Okay. All the gays I know and all okay, we don't need a month for this and a month for that. All the gays I know and all the black doctors I know just want to get on with life and be ordinary, says Vatanai. Yes, yeah. I mean, who wants to go around saying, please like me because I have sex with men? You know what I mean? Even if you're a woman, you don't want to know about this, you know? And there's one day for Mother's Day, you know? One day for Mother's Day. I agree with you, Vatanai. They're turning the frickin' frogs gay, says Shanks. That's that's true. And he got belittled and belittled and belittled. That's Alex Jones. Belittled for saying that. Yeah, for saying that. Shepherd's Bush. That's what my girlfriend smelled like. Uh, Reuben comes out of the closet. We need we need to promote children, having children, English children, British children, Anglo-Saxon, Jutes, Picts, Scots children, Irish, Cornish, Celtic children, Nigerian English children. We need those people who love this country to have children. Ghanaian children, if they love this country. That's what I think we need. I hope you don't turn on me and like me for this. So I against okay. That's what I'm saying. Joodles is laughing. She loves to laugh. I don't trust any laughter here because I can't see you. If you laugh, you can't fake laughter. But you could fake writing down aha and putting that in there to make Lewis happy. But I appreciate it. It's your private life, which should say private, Shank. Laugh out loud, Shanks. Um, why? Why? We need to talk about it. We need to talk, we need to talk about this. So how is that? So get bonking and let's make some new bin lids. Yeah. Let's make kids. How old are you, Lud? I'm laughing at Shanks, Lewis. Okay, good. You're not laughing at me. That's even worse. At least fake laugh at me. I don't want you to laugh at Shanks. I want you to laugh at me. Never even met her. Met her, not met her. The point I am making. So how is being gay different than being trans? Being trans, how is it different? It is different. It's more extreme. It's saying to the mother, it's like, you know, it's like if you've got a gay kid, I would look at a gay boy. I'd look at the mother and say it's your fault for making the kid gay. Take some responsibility. I'm too old for it, for anything. None of it works anymore. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, Jules. But I get only one emoji. Yeah, one of that's not right. I'm 127-year-old, lad, but I'm still up for it. Yeah. I mean, I'm up for it, but I don't think it would work, and I think it'd come out with whatever. It should be done when you're young. The point I'm making is, so if you see a gay child, you want to believe the child is born gay, it's a genetic thing. I do not believe that. I don't believe that. If you have a trans son, I definitely don't believe it. I think it's the parents, to be honest. I went down a rabbit hole on Taylor Swift, who was blatantly a man. Okay, I've heard that, but is that true? An article by her mother stated they called her Taylor, as they didn't what? They called her Taylor, as they didn't what? What didn't they do? Is Taylor Swift a man? Could be. Could be a man. That's the problem. The problem is the difference between men and women is so minor. Is so minor. Trans gay. I know I'm going to get into trouble for this. But I mean, we don't have that many people watching. But maybe when they'll start watching on the repeat of this. Is Taylor Swift a man? I mean, I just discovered her last year, and then she went all Joe Biden. How anybody could support, but they can support Joe Biden because he's a tool at, in both ways. Like what's his name? Like Keir Starmer, a tool. Like just we don't care who's the leader. You're the leader. You guys get up there. Oh, like that. I don't believe that. So that's the issue. Is who knows if Taylor Swift is a man? And the question is, what makes a man a man? And do we have to lie if somebody says they're a man? Do we have to lie and go, you're a man? Trans is bollocks, maybe or maybe not. Who knows? Possibly. Okay, like Big Mike and Brigitte Macron. I mean, she's painful to look at. She's painful. But who saw Ulrika Johnson on the thing just the other day or yesterday? I saw a video of her, and she flirted with me when I did a gig for J.K. Rowling. She did a big show at the at some theater in London, and I was so funny. I was really funny. I was so funny, and I met Ulrika Johnson, and she was like flirting with me, but she was probably flirting with everybody. But she was so cute. She was so cute, but I thought she's insane for flirting with me. And maybe she wasn't even flirting with me. Maybe she was just smiling. She was smiling. I like when a girl smiles. Who is Big Mike? Macron is Big Mike. And what's his name? Macron. What is Macron's first name? Javier. What's Macron's first name? My memory is so bad. But I picked up the energy again, and that's what's good. That's what the show's about. This has turned into one of the best shows we've had because I've tried to talk. We've talked about things for a certain period of time. Isn't it fitting that Lewis's microphone is called CEXE Mike and Big Mike? It's the Big Mike, yeah, maybe. Manny, Jules. Thank you very much. Jules is number 3 in the thing, and Ruben is number 2. That's really good. Thank you, Joodles. I love Joodles. Do you know that I really am really fond of you, Joodles? No, she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. But I love you, Lorna, too, and Donna. I shouldn't. I see. I don't know. Anyway, I love talking about things. That's right. We're not that interested in me. I will talk about my homosexuality. And you're going to say that Lewis came out. Well, if you look at Brian Simpson, Lewis Schaffer, if you Google Wikipedia, says that it says my history. Here is the point that I'm going to make. You're going to say I can't believe that guy really comes from Birmingham or Warsaw. I'd say Birmingham. It's Paul. I would not trust him to be my manager because he's always yelling at me. He's like he was saying that the demonstration didn't have 1 million people. Maybe it didn't, but it was so crowded, and we were all the way by Waterloo Bridge, and the people were meeting all the way at it was wall to wall all the way to at Blackfriars, and it was all the way. Did you see the pic on X of Carol Vorderman? Camel toe. I find her really very attractive. She reminds me of Joodles. Smart, smart, and knows it, and knows it. Joodles, that's Joodles. I need Paul. You is like me. I would not have him as my manager. He's not a manager. He's a star. He wants to be the star, but he wants to be the star. Laugh out loud, Ruben. She might have had her flaps done. I didn't see that. Now I want to see it. I want to see it at Carol Vorderman. Let me see if I could see it. Oh, there you go. Let's see what's going on. Okay, maybe get some money. My son my other son is coming home. He got bounced from a train, and I'm writing get some money. Get some money. He's a lovely boy. He's a lovely boy. Someone send me a number for every kind of surgeon, quick. Yeah, we all need work done. I mean, what would I have done? Maybe I would have this thing. What would I have done? This thing? Could I have this thing? Could I have this thing here like that? Maybe this thing? Maybe this thing? Great turnout today. We will take England back. Yes, we'll take England back. I mean, because globalism is communism and communism is feminism, and communism never has worked ever. They're murderers. How many people died in the last great blast of communism during the Nazi time when the Nazis were communists, when the Chinese people were communists, when Stalin was communist? Hundreds of millions of people were killed. Horrible, horrible. They look like they've been pumped up with a bicycle pump. I saw the camel toe pic too. Vomit. Are you sure sure that's not an AI? Is that an AI on the stream now? I love this guy. I love this guy. I love this guy. Let me see. Do you mind if I take a break and check to see about the camel toe thing? I'm gonna check on the camel toe. What is going on there? No, I'm pressing that. Let me just do. So I'm looking for Carol Vorderman. Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm gonna Google it. I'm Googling it right now. Camel toe is an immutable characteristic. What do you mean by the word immutable? Camel toe. Maybe I should just write Carol Vorderman. I'll go to I'll go here. Whoops, I'll go here. I will go here. I will go here. I will go here. Carol Vor Vorderman. Let me just say, I don't know. Maybe this is not the right one. I'm checking this right now. She is revolting. Is Lewis really searching? No, I'm not. I'm searching for camel toe. Whoops, that's wrong. I'm searching for camel toe. Carol. I hope they don't find any of the nude pictures that I'm putting up. Um, I don't know where this is. Oh, where she's what now? Is this her? Where what she? Oh, is this her in the pink top holding something up? 110,000 people. That's I would not believe that, but maybe it's true. But who said 110,000? Who said that? The police? Can you trust the police? Every single policeman has a beard. Why? Why? Maybe you should just write Carol Vorderman howling. I'm not writing Carol. No, I'm not writing that. Is Lewis really? No, I'm not searching for that. Has she had her sphincter tightened up too? Lornus, you are so dirty. You are so dirty. Camel toe is an immutable. What does that mean, Shanks? Let's see what Shanks says. What's Grok going to say about this section of the show? I don't know. I don't know. I rely on I rely on you to tell me what the show is doing. The Mets at 110%, 110K. It's bollocks. You can't believe them. Every single cop now, or 95% of the cops, and including the women, have beards. Why do they have beards? What is a beard? Who has beards? Maybe they want to have beards in order to calm a group down. But that's not their job to calm people down. You should be calm yourself. So I'm looking for the Carol Vorderman thing. I'm looking for Carol Vor. I think she's Jewish, Carol Vorderman. Carol Vorderman. Camel toe. She pokes fun of her own camel. She's 54 years old. So she's young. She's young. Is she that young? Let's see if we could find an image for this. Oh, I see. Oh, look at her there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, that's interesting. All right, I'm about to be told it's been just sent to me. Somebody sent me a picture. Okay, on X. There she is. The, I remember, yeah. I mean, she's all. I mean, this picture, she's quite good looking. Is that real? Is that real? She's 54 years old. She's 54 years old. Yeah. Did you all see the picture? She's 64 and Welsh. And Welsh. She was probably raised in Welsh. That's where a lot of the Jews went. Don't reach for the tissues, Lewis. 64. Well, she's still younger than I am, you know. And you could call me a bit of a slag, but if you come to me and you say, you know what, I'm Lewis. I'm not Lewis. I'm Lewis. I'm 64. You know, can you throw me a bone? I'd go. I would. Viable. Yes, she's viable. If you're 74 and you say, Lewis, I'm 74 years old, but I'm thin, would you throw me a bone? I would. I would. I would. I mean, there are loads of people. Because I have a friend. Did I ever tell you my friend Dan? I'm not going to mention his name, Dan Natterman. He has a joke. He said, would it kill you to F me? Would it kill you? He would look to a girl in the audience. I love Dan. He's so funny. He's so funny. But he goes, would it kill you to F me? Would it kill you? Would it kill you? Would it kill you? And that's what us guys are thinking. Would it kill you? We look at you girls, and how many of you girls have said no to a guy? Have said no. Oh, you're not my type. I'm looking for something better. No, but I would if Carol Vorderman. I would. I I would. I would. If a guy came and said, Lewis, I'm gay, but I think you're so really good looking. I really would you throw? And I would go. You know what? Let me give it a try. If you want to find Vorderville, just Google hate-filled bio and she will come up. Um, is she very left wing? Yeah. So Carol makes it to the list. That's going to hurt the Schaeferettes, Lewis. If you said to me, Jedster, you know what? I'm a guy, but I love you so much. I love you so much. Would you give me a hug? Can I feel your body? Yes. Yes, I would say yes because I want to be loved, and I know you'd want to be loved. You want to be loved. I would. I would. There we have it. Yeah, I would. I would. Probably I would. Give me the name of your place where you're staying and I'll meet you there. No, women are the gatekeepers of sex, Lewis, but men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Well, that's why I'm amazing. I'm an amazing person. Okay? I'm an amazing person because women, they reach a certain age and they want to have sex. And so I don't even know. I don't think you can believe a single thing that I'm saying, but I, I'm actually, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have a relationship with you, probably, but I probably would have a relationship. I wouldn't have a relationship like a relationship because I've tried that with people and it just ends really ugly. It ends really ugly with me because I go, how do I get out of this? And I just, like my wife, why did she divorce me? Because I became so unloving. She had a right to divorce me. I was a bad husband. If I had been a good husband, she wouldn't have divorced me. I'd still be I would have seen my kids and they wouldn't have grown up where I'm sitting there worried if they're going to, be a bad kid. If Starmer is ousted, will Lemmy be our next prime minister? Well, does it matter? Does it matter who's the prime minister? Does it matter? They're all team world. They're all team world. Diane Abbott is on the list. If she said to me, Lewis, Lewis, I love you. All I want to do is look in your eyes and touch you. I would say yes to Diane Abbott. I would. Now Lucy says that Carol Vorderman is not Jewish, but I think she is. She has a Scottish background. Well, did you Google that, or is that just a guess? Um, Yeah, I don't know. It'd be good grief if It doesn't matter. We want an incompetent prime minister if they're going to represent the globalists in team world. Do we not? Stop banging stuff on the table, Lewis. Yes, it comes out really loud. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. 110,000 people. That we were one bridge over. It's a long way. It's a 10-minute, 15-minute walk from one bridge to the other or more. And it was just jammed with people. And we were right there in the circle, right in front of the Waterloo station, and it was jam packed. Okay, jam packed. And then you look all the way this way, and we were walking and walking and walking. Stop banging stuff. Sorry. I thought Lemmy was dead. Good thought, funny thought, Ruben. I appreciate that. Um, yeah. So I mean, there will come a time. If you're drunk, I'm going to say no to you, but you got to make a point in advance to say, "Hey, Lewis, I would do you. I would do you." Do you have a message for Streamlabs today? You tell me. How is the sound going? Is this a lot better than it's been before? Is this a lot better? It's taken only 6 or 7 days to try to figure this out. So, Shanks, I do not have a message. Should I have a message? Lucy Scandy, not Scottish. Did you look this up, Lucy? Did you look it up? Did you look? Because there are lots of women who are not having sex. And the reason they're not having sex is because they're not going out and they want men on they want a top dog. They want the 1% man, the 2% man. Um, they want a and maybe because I am now an international comedy celebrity, they you find me attractive. You will have to see what Claire said and what Leanne is here. Can you not hear a thing? Turn the sound up, Leanne. The most important thing, if you cannot, who cannot hear something? Maybe that's why we've lost you. Do you have anything special planned for episode 100? Maybe you could invite Carolyn. I'm not inviting anybody on. These shows are getting better and better and better, even though the viewers are losing. So, Leanne met me. What did you think about the real Lewis Schaffer without getting too personal? What did you think about me when you saw me at the demonstration today? These people want to know. I was just saying Can you hear me, first of all, Leanne? In the pub, so you have to put in my ear, but I can't see your gorgeous face. Do you have earphones? How about put the earphones in? Lud says, I'm a terrible at first date, Lewis. I'm easily led. I put out on the first night. Okay. Why isn't Leanne on the show? Maybe Leanne could come on the show and talk about meeting me. What did you think about me, Leanne, when you met me? We'll see what Leanne says. Okay. Did I seem fatter in person? Did I seem skinnier in person? Was I nice to you in person? Did I call you fat in person? What did I say to you? You could talk about that. So we're going to find out what Leanne says. Where is Claire? Is Claire with you? And why isn't Claire on the show? Because Claire is not here. Better in person than anything, I could imagine, but I'm biased. First of all, that is like a horrible thing to say. It's like saying, it's like saying, is your wife beautiful? I find her beautiful. But you don't say that to a woman, but I find you beautiful. No. That's like saying, I think I don't I think she's really beautiful. But if you met my wife, you'd find her horrible. That's what you're saying, Leanne. Would other people, there were women at the demonstration, not that many, but where there were women, did they look at me and find me attractive, do you think? Claire's pulled. Has she pulled? There you go. She's pulled. There you go. I haven't been able to hear you all night. Best show yet, possibly. I don't like what you say. You always say you can't hear me. Wrong answer. You're in trouble now, Leanne. Yeah. Maybe you could do a late one, Lewis, and I'll come. A late show. Maybe we'll do a late one. We'll do a wrong answer. Yeah. It was a wrong answer, Leanne. Pull it back. Am I better looking in person, do you think? Am I thinner in person? Is my body nice? Whatever it is. Did the other women at the parade find me attractive? How about that? Uh, didn't you sign an NDA to meet me? Yeah, I should have made her sign an NDA. Kermit is going to help you with the sound, hopefully. Thank you, Shanks. He's going to. Okay, we're going to end the show now because we've had 2 hours of this show. Leanne never mentioned the word show, Lewis. Yeah. What does that mean? This isn't even a show. This is a stream. It's not really a show. It's just us talking. This has been the best show we've ever had. Do you think it's been the best show? I think it's been the best show. I want to thank you, Joodles and Shanks, for this. Warmelian and Ruben, you've been all right today. Warmelian, Lorna, brilliant. Joe, Leanne, brilliant. Jedster. Not going to have anything special for our show 100. I should, maybe. Maybe there'll be a special surprise to get you to watch it. Shanks, Ludd, really great supporter of mine. I really appreciate it. He's 127 years old. Lucy, we were talking about Carol Vorderman, which was great. Carol Vorderman. Uh, let's see who else is in there. Who else? Ludd, brilliant. Um, look at this. It says Top Shank. It doesn't even say Live Shanks. Most of the people are the same people, whether it says top or not. So thank you very, very much, audience. Does anybody want to add anything? I'm going to keep this thing on for you to write for an extra 2 minutes, and then I'm going to disconnect it. Okay? We've been on for 2 hours. Have you been happy? I've been happy. This has been the best show ever. I think we've spoken about things in segments, which I think is brilliant. Before we go, like it. Before we go, like it. Like the show. Subscribe to the show, which is also free, um, which is also great. Leanne, you're going to talk about the show tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow. You'll talk about it tomorrow. Subscribe. Join the show. Contribute a bit of money if you haven't already. It's 10 pence a day. It's not that much. If you can't afford 10 pence a day, okay? David B is here. What's my illness? I'm in good shape. I think. I hope I'm in good shape. I'm in hope. But I've been on carbs. Um, Patreon. How about that? How about go to Patreon? How about go to PayPal.me, Lewis Schaffer. How about doing that? How about doing that? I'm gonna hook up the Discord thing. Everybody go to the Discord and talk about it on Discord. Let's talk about Discord. How about that? Talk about Discord. I think this has been good. What do you guys think? I shouldn't just force you to say it's been good, but you know, has it been good? Okay, this is not what I wanted. How about this? Okay, here we go. This is wrong. Oh, now this whole thing is like backwards. Discord, friend. I don't want friends. I want just plain Discord. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. Are you going? Don't go. Just stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Do you know when I told you people about my homosexuality that I was kidding? I want you to know that, okay? I was kidding. Okay, we're gonna go here. Friends. This is wrong. I can't do the thing. It's not on the complete thing inbox. I can't find this thing. Oh, now I'm gonna have a heart attack. All right. I'm not giving you the Discord thing. Anybody got a Discord link? Put the Discord link up here. Put the Discord. Okay. Too many shadows. Yeah, maybe you're right. We're gonna work on everything. Maybe you can show this. Yeah, I did kiss him, and he's a great. I hope he doesn't press charges. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Camel Toes on Discord. Okay, so I'm saying goodbye. I'm going to leave the screen up, but I'm going to turn the sound. Can you hear me? Can you hear me with the sound? Can you? All I know is this. I don't want to leave you. You are too sensitive, Lewis. I am. I'm very sensitive. I'm maybe a bit too sensitive. I'm maybe a bit too sensitive. I don't want anybody to know my homosexuality. I don't want anybody to know. So, I'm not going to talk about it. That's how you avoid it. Okay. That's basically a Norm Macdonald joke, if you remember that correctly. Norm Macdonald. You got to give people credit if you're going to make a joke. But I'm going to try again with the Discord thing. I'm going to try again. Lewis Schaffer online. Edit profile. I don't know how to do this. There's something wrong here. I'm trying again. That's not right. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I'm sorry. I cannot figure it out. I am a wanker. I can't figure it out. Discord. This way. This way. About Discord. Browser. Login. Um, download. Discord. Open Discord. There it is here. It's opened. But it's not the complete screen. It's not the complete screen. Maybe here. Okay. Oh, there we go. I moved it around. I moved around. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. I'm going to stay on for 2 minutes so you get a chance to see the Discord link that I have. I'm going to come out one day and sort out your bookmarks. I could sort them out myself, but come over anyway. That's the kind of thing I want a girl telling me. She's going to come over. So I'm still here. Goodbye. Goodbye, Leanne. Love you. Thank you, Ruben. Love you. Shanks, Joe, everybody. Joodles, amazing show. Maltese Phil. We'll see you tomorrow, or you can go on online. And I'm gonna just I'm gonna say goodbye.